All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming in tonight. And as we get started, I know this is our first time together, and so I want to make sure that you do know where a couple of very important features are going to be. And along the bottom of your screen, you should see a bar that kind of gives you a lot of different controls. You'll probably see a microphone there, a video camera, and then along there next in the line is going to be a little people icon. And it's going to have the word participants on that. And if you click on that icon, you're going to be able to see everybody that's in the course, that's in our meeting. You're also going to see several controls that are right below that. And there's going to be a green check mark for yes, a red X for no, a glow slower and glow faster icons, as well as a more that has several things. So if you see that, I want you to go ahead and click that red, or excuse me, the green check mark for me. If you see that, go ahead and click that check mark. Let me know that you have found it. Obviously, if you can't find it, you're not going to be able to hit the no, but hopefully you will be seeing that, and it looks like everybody is finding that check mark as you go along, so that's great. So now, the other important feature that you're going to need to have is your chat window. Your chat window is going to need to be open. So as you scroll along there, you should be seeing that. I'm going to send out a message to everybody, but if you're not seeing it, it should be flashing for you now. So go ahead and make sure if you see that flashing, go ahead and open that up, that chat window up, open, as you will need that here in just a couple of minutes. So one of the things that I want to ask you first, and I want you to go ahead and respond to this question using your green check or the red X, is did you read the materials for this week? And I know it's the first week and sometimes you don't get to those, and so this week it's okay, but if you did read, go ahead and let me know that. And if you didn't read, let me know that as well, because here in a moment we are going to be diving in. And it looks like some of you had, some of you weren't able to get to that for whatever reason. And what I do encourage you is make sure you go back and do that, get that reading completed just in case you didn't, because there are going to be questions on your quiz from that you will want to know. But as we start tonight's discussion on the Church Mental Health of what we're going to be talking about for this first part, I want you to watch this video clip real quick, and then we're going to go into breakout groups and discuss it. So Dr. Amen is actually one of my favorite Christian psychiatrists. Has done a lot of great work out there. I greatly encourage you to read his books, and we'll be obviously watching some of his videos later on in class. But as we are together, what I want us to do is I want us to go ahead and break out into groups. And as I bring it up here, I'm going to send you a document in the group chat that will have your discussion questions for your group time, okay? So give me just a moment as I get to that. Okay, now you should be seeing that shared to you in your chat window. And so if you will, go ahead and be getting that document open. And I'm also going to break you into groups. And what I want you to do is I want you to take that document and take a few minutes to discuss those questions. We'll take probably about 10 to 15 minutes to discuss those. And while you're discussing, I will be hopping into each group and just checking on your progress. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the rooms. When I do, you will be taken into that room, and I will let you know as you kind of have a little bit of a warning there as it's time to wrap up, but I'll be dropping in and checking on you as well.
All right, now that we're in the breakout room, one of the things that's going to be really useful is to open the document that you had, and if you have it in your screen somewhere. Hey Jason, it just looks like you and I right now. I don't know if the other person hit the button. So I've got this document here, which then as I'm actually talking with the people in my group, I can begin to type in answers. So I can type, what mental health principles do you believe the Bible gives us? Give specific examples, and if I've done my reading and have some life experiences, I could type some things in there. and then save that. And then when we go back from the group, I'll have that to be able to share when it's time to debrief the group. And we stay in the breakout room as long as the instructor keeps us there. We can leave it if we wanted to immediately, but there will be no place to go back to except the empty classroom. Everybody's in breakout, so we'll stay here until and discuss until the instructor finishes us up. So whenever you're ready to end the groups, Jason, I think we're good.
All right, and so as our breakout rooms close, everybody is coming back, and we're now all back in our main session. And I hope you had a very engaging discussion. And normally we would be calling on a couple of groups to share with us, but as we are pressed a little bit for time today, I want us to go ahead and I want you to turn your attention to your screen as I share my whiteboard with you. And I want you to answer this question. I want you to draw a picture or write a phrase that describes how you feel, how well the church has dealt with mental health issues. And you may draw or write more than one phrase. And so as you start to do that, you should see all of the tools right there above you or right there on your screen, and that you can do whatever you want to with that word or phrase. And so draw a picture or write a phrase that describes how you feel, how well the church has dealt with mental health issues. Okay? So go ahead and let's take a few minutes and let's see what some of you can provide to us on that. Poorly, guilt, shame. I agree with all of those. I think that the church has not done a good job in providing for the mental health needs of its members. And a lot of times they are made to feel shame, they're made to feel guilt. And it's interesting how when the church, we will readily pray for anybody that has cancer. But if it's told that somebody has depression, then we tell them they just need to pray about it more or read their Bible more. So some great responses from all of you on that. Now, I have a question for you. I'm going to launch a poll to you. I want to get your feedback on this. And it's two questions that go with this. So the first question, you should be seeing this on your screen. According to a 2018 study by Lifeway Research, what percentage of pastors rarely or never speak to their congregation about mental illness? Would you say it's 9%, 29%, 49%, 59%, or 79%? So according to that Lifeway study, what percentage of pastors rarely or never speak to their congregation about mental illness? And then your second question, according to that same study, what percentage of church-going family members of those with mental illness want their church to talk openly about mental illness? So go ahead, cast your votes for those, and we'll see what everybody believes. All right, so I'm going to show you the results, and then I'll tell you the correct answers. So all of you said that 79% of pastors rarely or never speak to their congregation about mental illness. Fortunately, the study shows it's a little bit better than that. It's actually 49% of pastors rarely or never speak to their congregation about mental illness. However, if we think about that, 49% is still basically half of our churches out there are never even speaking about this topic. And when we look at that same study, 65% of those with family members with mental illness want the church to address those issues. And so it's very important that the church take an active role in addressing those issues. And as we continue to go in the lesson, we're going to talk more about what that actually looks like and how we can do that. But we're going to go ahead and stop right here. And in the meeting, we appreciate all of you for joining us and for taking this brief moment to see what, just a little snippet of what an actual class would look like. So thank you. I'm going, and have a great